going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. Sorry, I just saw this right when. Oh, you threw me off my game. You really did. Thank you for that. All right, let's start over. What's going on? This is Colin. Hold on, I paused it too late. All right. Real face. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday night. Hope everyone's well. Hope you guys all had a great Tuesday. All right. We got some court. Hope everyone's ready for some court. I'm ready for some court. First one, Lila Pants on Fire is back in Judge Simpson's court. The Buffliff does stand behind her. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's already made its rounds. I released 2 videos already today. I wanted to put this one out when I saw it. I was like, I can't. YouTube's algorithm is tricky. When you release too much content, they don't push your stuff enough. So I just saved it for this. So it is the first video, but second video might be what takes the cake. Just so you know, stay around for the second video as well. But got a great docket tonight, and I hope you guys are all having a great evening. All right. What do I say now? Before I hit that play button, you already know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go. Oh, I just fast forwarded it. What am I doing? All right, we're going back. Let's just go back. You guys just want to restart? I think I just need to restart. Let's just restart the entire night. All right, no, let's go.
Are you? Calls case People State of Michigan versus Julie Buffliff.
Alex Horn, on behalf of Ms. Fong.
Julie Buffliff.
Your Honor, I appreciate the court's accommodation. I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Fong Fachan. I discussed bond violations that have come to the court's attention since Ms. Fong Fachan's last appearance before the court. Ms. Fong Fachan.
Now that, as well as the continued lie.
Of course, Your Honor. And Ms. Fong Fachan is going to apologize to the court.
All right, just real quick. Just if anyone hasn't seen, I think this is her third, maybe fourth time in front of Judge Simpson. The first time she was in front of him, she was testing positive. I don't remember what the drug was, but she was testing positive, and she had this elaborate story, and he put her in jail. Next time she came out, there was a potential probation, a bond violation because she was calling, I'm going to guess her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband. I don't know. But the prosecutor said, we can't let her out. Don't let her out now. She's still, she's in jail, and she just made 150 phone calls. And I think maybe that was the next time. Yeah, she came back and said, I'm really sorry. And I think he sent her back for a week. And then when she came back, that was when the 150 phone calls came up. So, and Judge Simpson's like, all right, well, I'm not going to keep you in jail for this. We're going to research this and then call you back. That's what today is. They researched the phone calls. And she wasn't calling her kids. Let's just say that. All right, let's go.
She's going to admit that what the court has been made aware of, her participation on a video podcast.
Okay, let's just get it all right, Mr. Warren. Here's the stupidity of this individual. I lock her in jail because she was lying to me and violating her conditions. One of her first calls from the jail is to a podcast. Am I right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Oh, legal fiction. I wish. Not that I want to call from her because I wouldn't believe a word she said, but that would be, a different notch in the YouTube belt. Got this person from jail calling me. I don't answer numbers I don't know, so maybe she did. Maybe I was the podcast she was calling me.
But then gets here and runs a ruse that she's really making the calls regarding her 2 children. Then, so not only does that then go on social media, there's then another one on social media shortly after when she was arraigned, where she was violating her bond condition at that time. I've yet to figure out why she doesn't have a medical marijuana card if that's what she wants to do. But she doesn't, and then just continues to use. Lied to community corrections, then lied to me. So she gets put in, then makes within that week at least 41 calls that we could see, but there were actually additional ones. Then can't wait a day after being released. Violates my order again.
And Your Honor, that is my understanding of where we are today in its entirety. And Ms. Fong-Fachan admits to all of those things. She did go into custody. She placed upwards of 120 to 130 phone calls, one of which was to a podcast. And I think that demonstrates to the court that her statements that she learned her lesson in custody, it may hinder that because Ms. Fong-Fachan was laughing, joking on a podcast.
Oh, yeah, she was. She thought it was all a game.
Of course.
And guess what?
All right, if anyone can find that information on that podcast, that would be amazing. I don't have no idea how to figure that out. Couldn't tell you how to spell her name. I feel like there's about 13 different pronunciations of her name. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we could look at the docket to see how it was spelled, but yeah, that would be an interesting podcast to listen to. I wonder what the topic is. You know what? Probably not. I don't think I want to know what they're talking about.
You can think it's a game. It's a game with me that you will never win.
Understand.
Ever. No, I don't think you do.
Can't speak.
No. Your Honor, that was the first week she was in custody. The following week, she lost her phone privileges. She was released from custody, at which point she came before the court, apologized for what happened leading up to
And
that.
lied to Mr. Feaster, so Mr. Feaster would lie to the court.
Yeah, send her to jail right now. Do not lie to Mr. Feaster. Mr. Feaster is my favorite defense attorney. He is. Do not lie to that man. He works so hard, and you can tell he does such a good job. Don't lie to that man. He will bust his butt for you, but you can't lie to him.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Fong-Fachan understands that pretrial release is a matter of grace, and that for her to remain on pretrial release, she has to demonstrate to the court that she is going to comply with her bond conditions. She has had a turbulent journey on her bond so far. She's had several violations. There are renewed violations. She admits to all of those. She would ask the court to
Including that the THC cookies, the time release THC cookies was a lie.
Ms. Fong-Fachan understands that that story is not feasible, that when you
Really?
inspect the claim that was made at her first probable cause conference, that it doesn't make any sense. And she'll admit that today to the court, that a number of things she said leading up to this have not made sense and have turned out to be false. And when a person, anyone puts himself in that position, you have to tell lies and lies and lies to kind of undo what you've done so far.
No. We both know that Shemke's your favorite defense attorney. He is. Shemke, got anything to say? He was talking to you, right? No. That was yeah, I'm gonna stop talking.
I think Ms. Fong-Fachan wants to ask the court for a clean start, to come clean as to.
I thought we did that the last time. This is almost the same spiel I was getting last time, right before she got out and on film dragged.
Right.
God only knows why you'd be mixing anything with Red Bull, but what the heck?
Understood, Your Honor. And she did drink. There's a video of her doing it. She doesn't
Oh, yeah,
deny.
there is.
And what she's going to ask the court to consider is continuing her bond, upwards modification, that she be placed on a other to monitor alcohol use, that she submit to ETG testing to monitor her alcohol use, and that she cease using social media while this case is pending. Ms. Fong-Fachan is serious about resolving this matter. She's serious about taking care of her two children. Her daughters, Maddie and Ayana, have upcoming birthdays on the 28th of March and on the 2nd of April. I know.
Oh, stop using your kids. Stop using your kids. Please. Anyone who goes into jail, please do us all a favor. Now, in the bond arguments, in a bond argument, you can say, I am a mother or I'm a father of, X many kids, and they rely on me for support. That's fine. That's fair. But when you're using them as a defense because you're about to be thrown in jail, that's no, don't use your kids for that. Judges see right through that. They don't like it either. What was I going to say? She doesn't get to ask the court anything at this point. Yeah, I had a comment to say about that. All right. No, I forgot it. Must have been a lie. All right, let's go.
It'd be horrible if she's in jail on their birthday.
It would, Your Honor.
But it doesn't seem to me that she was really caring about them all this time anyway.
No,
Because she would have never put herself in the jeopardy that she's in right now.
Of course, Your Honor. I know her children are her primary concern more than anything else, that she's asking the court in a final act of grace to permit her to remain out of custody, continue her bond with those modifications, to comply. And Ms. Fong-Fachan can address the court and come clean about any violations of bond leading up to today.
Oh, just look at Judge Simpson right now. Just look at him. His unspoken words say more than what he actually does during cases like these. I love it. It's just like, I'm so done. All right. From right now, from when I unpause it till he says, Mr. Allen. How long do you think it's going to be? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Let me know.
What does she want to tell me? Mr. Allen.
Trick question.
I just wanted to apologize for starting off with a bad start with you. I hope that start over. I did my time for bond violation for 2 weeks. I messed up the first week. The second week you revoked my phone privileges. I learned my lesson. I had some time to think about what I've done, and when I figured it out, I did have that cup of alcohol on the podcast. I truly thought that it was just no smoking weed, but I didn't know alcohol was a problem. But now I know. I do not have an alcohol problem. I was just drinking.
How am I supposed to know that?
You don't.
That now you've learned your lesson.
I know.
Tell me how I should know that.
I know that anything that I say, you probably won't believe because we started off badly.
Oh, and you lied.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not just little lies, big lies. Every step you've done, you've been lying. So tell me why I should believe you now.
I don't have a reason or any excuse to argue with that. I understand.
Your Honor, I think Ms. Fong-Fachan knows it's not about what she says, it's about what she does. And what she's done leading up to this has not instilled confidence in the court that she's going to comply. We're asking the court to give her an opportunity to demonstrate that she's going to comply with the court's orders and perhaps present herself as a candidate for vote at the conclusion of this case.
I know you're upset at me.
Oh, I'm not upset because I definitely get to go home today. So I'm not really upset.
Woo,
Go ahead. What did you want
shots
to say?
fired. Shots fired.
You just think this is all a game. That's what your problem is. You do. You think this is all a game.
I can say definitely I didn't take it seriously the first week. The second week after I stayed in, I had a lot of time to think.
You've already been in jail for a week, for 2 weeks. How did you not
About
take it
what?
seriously?
About, my actions before, during, and now after the fact, even having a drink. And I guess if you want to put me back in jail, I deserve it.
Yeah, you do. You have a CPL?
Yes.
Not anymore.
Lost it. You know why?
Not really.
Smoking and have a CPL. That's probably another form you lied on. How bad do you want to make this get anyway?
Can you say that again?
How bad do you want to make this get? Because if you want to take this thing and make it the worst experience you ever had in your life, I'll be more than happy to indulge you.
I don't.
Thanks, Mike.
So whose rules are we going to play by?
Yours, Your Honor.
Absolutely. Problem is, I don't know that you know how to do the right thing.
All right. There's about to be a I don't want to say the word BOMB because YouTube, can take that the wrong way. There's about to be a drop here shortly that she says, and I will pause it right when she says it, and I'll be like, "Oh no, no, no! You do not say that to Jen Simpson. Just wait. It's coming up."
I think somebody that lies as much as you do about everything, it seems, and just kind of does what you want to do. Because you've probably been doing this your whole life. And that's why you can't change.
The opportunity to say a couple of things.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, Ms. Hughes.
I appreciate
I'm sorry. Yeah, the prosecutor, we don't really need anything from you. I've already made up my mind. But yeah, you do have the right to speak. So keep going. Yeah, this isn't what I was talking about, but you'll see what I'm talking about here shortly.
Your Honor. Your Honor said something very interesting. You've probably always been this way, so that's why it's so hard to change. This behavior is exactly what this case is about. She's charged with R&O. She's charged with malicious destruction of a building. She went to her ex-boyfriend's business and kicked his front door of his business. The police arrived and she immediately started lying to the police. That she had just got there, that she hadn't kicked in the front door, that she didn't know what was going on. The police wanted to conduct their investigation, so they asked her to just wait in her car. That's all they asked her to do. Anne, can you just wait in your car? And she took this as an opportunity to defy them rather than just listen to them. She told them, I'm not doing nothing. I don't need to go to my car. They asked her again, please go to your car. She decided to cut off Officer Cunningham, not allowing him to speak. He said, well, you can either wait in your car or you can wait in my car. She said, take me to jail, fuck it. Yes, go ahead, take me to jail. So I instructed her to put her hands behind her back, is what Officer Cunningham's report says. She then began to verbally and physically defy Officer Cunningham to the point that Officer Baldwin, another Ann Arbor officer, had to get involved. When Officer Baldwin approached, the defendant turned to Officer Baldwin and pulled her left hand away and said, don't make me swing on you, to a police officer. So yes, this is what she does. She lies and she wants to play by her own rules. So by continuously violating Your Honor's orders, this is just a game at this point. Your Honor, I'm asking that you remand her. I'm asking that her bond be revoked and that no bond be set at this time.
You know what, Mimi? Those are fighting words. I showed you how to make the best grilled cheese possible. What did I do wrong? I'm interested in your opinion on what I did wrong. Now, if you say mayonnaise, I'm not interested in your opinion because your opinion's wrong. But yeah, what did I do wrong in my grilled cheese last night? All right, let's keep going though.
Sure and green.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Fong Fachan, as the court knows, is a mother. She was previously employed at the University of Michigan, stocking shelves. She lost that job when she was remanded to custody, and I know that she is seeking reemployment. Ms. Fong Fachan fully understands that the consequences of her actions.
Does she, though? Does she? I mean, I don't know anything about what was necessarily alleged in the case other than the charges, right?
Oh, Mimi, I completely disagree with that. Using a cold pan and buttering the bread and then starting it off is the best way to do it. So if you're talking about melting the butter in the pan and then putting the bread in the pan, I completely disagree with that. Completely disagree with that. And we can have a debate about that. If that is what you're saying. Because in my head, that's what you're saying. All right, we're going to finish this case. So I'm going to let this case play out and we'll talk more after.
Then to hear that recitation of what this case is about and then look at this defendant's behavior, does she really? And I don't know why these kids keep coming up as some shield, because it appears to me everything she's doing has nothing to do with them.
Negative Ghost Rider.
She's just running her world. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Your Honor, Ms. Fong Fachan has faithfully attended all of her court hearings. I believe that with added conditions of alcohol monitoring, that the court's concerns about her drink be suppressed. I know it's difficult to address the court's concerns about Ms. Fong Fachan's dishonesty. I believe she's come before you today and been honest about her past conduct and the conduct even after she was released from custody before court today. I'm asking the court to consider continuing her bond with those added conditions, as Fong Fichan will test today and tells me she will test clean.
I'm glad you're going to test clean. You've been in jail for 2 weeks and you've been out for a couple days. That is actually a good thing, though. She didn't immediately use, if that's the truth. But notice how the lawyer said, she tells me she'll test clean. No one's buying her stories anymore. Judge Simpson especially. All right, we're about to get the line what I was saying earlier. We're about to get it. He's looking. He's like, ah. Oh, she knows she's going to jail too. She does. But I feel like she's the type of person that that has talked her way out of so many situations in the past where she thinks it works in court. It doesn't. Judges, especially Judge Simpson, has seen everything. You can't lie to him. You might be able to get away with a small lie to him, but not a story. If you're talking a story, he is not going to pay attention to it. It's like, okay.
Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Dr. Young, anything else?
All right, here we go. You ready?
Well, I can speak. I just wanted to say sorry. I've made some mistakes that day when that happened. I didn't necessarily just kick in the door. It was more to it inside.
You're on bond. Stop talking about your case. I didn't necessarily kick. So the defense, yeah, she's already not off to a good start. I know I said I wouldn't pause it. Let's go.
And it just escalated. I was upset. I didn't mean to harm or disrespect Officer Cunningham.
Stop talking about your case.
I didn't mean for it to escalate that way. And I hope that I can apologize and make it right. I'm trying to. Since this has happened, it's my life is in shambles. I'm trying to figure it out. Being in jail I get to sit and think about my actions and, actually learn from them. But being in there, I can't get things done. I have to figure out getting another job, paying the bills. Not that you care, but
Boom, right there. Not that you care. Judge Simpson cares more than 99% of the judges I watch on a daily basis. He absolutely cares. You're the one messing up, young lady. He is trying to do his best to keep you out of jail. He doesn't want to send you to jail. You messed up. I know you don't care. To steal a line from a well-known wide receiver out of Cincinnati, child, please. All right, now we're going to finish this clip up.
I'm trying to make it every court date. I quit smoking weed. If I can be placed on an alcohol tether or have to drop for, urine. I asked, can you still give me another chance?
And you said something very interesting. You said, I don't care. Not that I care.
Just now?
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Because actually, about everybody that comes before this court, I care.
He said just about everybody. That just about was Jeffrey Bloom. That was a joke.
Maybe sometimes to my detriment. I do care. I don't understand your stupidity. I just don't get it. And you're asking me to give you another chance. You got the first chance when you were first out. Put you in. I bring you back. And you put me in a position where I can't give you another chance. So then you're in there another week. Told me that day, you and Mr. Feaster, you had learned everything and you were going to be able to conduct yourself by the court rules and everything else. You don't at 24 hours, you don't make it 24 hours. And you all think you just think that all of this is a joke. Don't get to just have your way because you want to have your way. Always. There's a bigger bully. But if you think I am going to tolerate this, wrong judge.
I know.
I do not like sending people to jail, but I'm going to do my job. And if you can't cooperate, if you can't just do the simple things that are asked, none of this stuff is hard. None of it. But if you've got to pretend to all these folks that this doesn't bother you and you're just too cool for any of this, and you're just going to make it, well, okay, so be it. You can sit up there and be everybody's hero. So, Mr. Warren Green, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn her preliminary examination. I'm adjourning her preliminary examination April 23rd, 2024 at 9. That is before me. I will give you the opportunity to certainly push it before this court, this defendant's release. But for today, she's going. Defendant's bond is hereby revoked pending a motion hearing. If defendant is released from jail, she will go on an alcohol scram test. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ooh, she just got a month in jail. Oh, I can't wait for that hearing. I really hope it's not tomorrow. I really hope. I've got a lot of things I've got planned for tomorrow, and Judge Simpson's court is not one of them. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, tomorrow's my birthday. I turn 40 tomorrow. I am not going to be in Judge Simpson's court. I've got 3 different cases I'm going to be watching tomorrow, and they're not going to be Judge Simpson. So I really hope that hearing happens next week. Anyways, yeah, bye, Felicia. Right. Bye, Felicia. All right. Hey, Jane, how are you? Okay. All right. So, this next one is my favorite clip of the day. It's my very favorite clip of the day. So much so, it's only about 6 minutes. Otherwise, I would have put it out this morning because it happened at like 8:30, like super early this morning. This was the first clip I saw today. All right, I'm gonna play this through the entirety because you guys have to get the entire thing without me pausing and interacting because it's both hilarious, kind of sad, and then you're gonna be scratching your head like, what the fuck? All right, let's go.
All right, so this is a citation. It was issued on February 24th of this year on US 131 there in Gunplay Township, Howard County, state of Michigan. This is a speeding citation on an actual 89 and a 70. However, this was only written as a 1 to 5 over. So, Ms. Taylor, you're here on a speeding 1 to 5 over limited access. On this ticket, you got options of what to do.
All right, I do actually have to pause it. I'm really sorry, guys. I meant to call out Mimi for her 5 gifted subs during that break. I'm trying to do the super chats and the gifted subs and the membership things, the milestones in between clips now. And yeah, I forgot it because I don't want Mimi to think that I forgot about her. I didn't forget about you, Mimi. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. And also, while I'm paused, Nick Jones. Who? Nick Jones. Thank you so much, Nick Jones, for the 2 months. That's awesome, buddy. And yeah, again, thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Nick. All right, now let's put. All right, got another one. We're just paused off. Yeah, I never say anything, so let me say hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the 1 month, and yeah, thank you for saying hi. I appreciate it. All right, now let's go. Now I'm not going to pause it. If anyone else super chats after this, it's going to be after this clip. Like I said, it's only like 6 minutes long.
First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or 2, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why that happened, or 3, you wish to contest this citation. In other words, fight this ticket and what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Fight the ticket, sir.
All right, so ma'am, let me explain this to you. I want to make sure you understand before you fight the ticket. You have every right to fight the ticket, but you do not have a ticket for going 19 miles over the speed limit. The deputy used their discretion on the road to write you essentially the wimpiest ticket he could write. You're only accused of going 1 to 5 over, 71, 72, 73, 74, or 75 miles an hour. He also made it limited access highway. In other words, do you know what I mean when I say get points on your license?
Yes, sir.
Everyone comes in here on tickets begging for the ticket that you already have. It is the only speeding ticket that comes with 0 points. So you have every right to contest this ticket, but right now you have the ticket everybody hopes they get. It's just a fine. It is no points. Now, if you have a hearing and I find that you weren't going over the speed limit, then you wouldn't even have a fine. But if we have a hearing and you're clocked at going 19 miles and over, it does not have to stay the 1 to 5 over limited access. You could end up getting points if you lost your hearing. Do you understand? I just want to make sure you're very clear on what your options are before we start. Do you wish to contest this ticket and have a hearing of whether or not you were speeding at all?
Yes, sir.
All right, then do me a favor. I need you to raise your right hand the same way the deputy is going to raise his right hand. You swear or affirm that all the information you're about to testify to is true to the best of your information and belief?
I do.
Yes, sir.
All right. And deputy, do you wish for this to be a 1 to 5 over limited access?
I'd amend it to 89.
All right. So, ma'am, it makes a lot more sense for the officer to go first. The deputy has a burden to establish to me why he issued you a citation in the first place. But then after that, you'd have the opportunity to either ask questions or testify on your own behalf. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And with that, deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense and explain the issuing of this citation?
Yes, sir. First off, I'd like to state that I am certified in speed measurement within the state of Michigan. My radar is calibrated at the beginning and end of my shift each day, utilizing the independently calibrated speedometer in my patrol vehicle. On February 24th of 2024, at approximately 01:23 hours, while conducting stationary radar patrol on US 131 highway at the 47-mile marker in Gunplay Township, I observed the defendant's vehicle traveling northbound at a high rate of speed. I activated my front stationary radar and detect the vehicle traveling at 89 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone. The vehicle is the only vehicle within the operational beam of my radar unit, and the audio tone produced matched the readout provided by the radar. There was no RFI present, as my radar unit would not provide a readout if such was. Traffic stop was conducted where the defendant was issued this citation.
All right, Raymond, what is it you'd like to tell me?
Okay, so actually, when I was coming up the highway, I actually went around a swerving vehicle to get away from I want to say the impaired driver, because he was swerving over the lines, and I went around him. When the officer did pull me over, I was well away from him, so it's kind of like he pulled out as I was slowing down. He pulled out. I want to say maybe a couple feet after I did, and he kind of like slowly approached, and then he eventually put his lights on as he approached the car. The ticket was given to me within a minute without even trying to explain myself to him as to what went on, what was going on. I said I wasn't going that rate. I was slowing down. I was trying to explain that. And the ticket was already, like, he literally took my ID, came right back within a second and said, "Have a good day."
Okay. Ma'am, do you think if you explained to him that you were trying to avoid a driver that you were concerned about, that would mean you were okay speeding?
The thing is, I don't believe I was going that much over. I would say I was going maybe 5 over, but I don't believe I was going.
Okay, ma'am. So let me reiterate. You did not have a ticket for going 89 and a 70. The deputy used his discretion to write you a ticket that accused you of going 1 to 5 miles over, which you just admitted. So regardless of what your circumstances are, even you agree that you are responsible on the ticket he wrote you. Now, instead of accepting that and not getting any points, you chose to have a hearing where you were going to explain to me why you weren't speeding. Even when I told you that I would allow him to amend the ticket to something worse where you would get points, and now you just admitted to me you were speeding. So I'm not sure how you thought this was going to play out.
When I spoke to the city clerk and I explained to her my story, and I told her I was only going 5 over, and she said, "Well, this was written originally for this." I said, "That's not true," and she told me to put in for a hearing to fight the ticket, because I was not going the amount that he said I was over in the first place. That's why I didn't understand. Like, she said it was this, and then she said he put it down, but I was never going over.
I understand that some random stranger gave you legal advice, but when we're here today on the day of hearing, I really tried hard to spell it out for you what was about to maybe happen. Did you understand me?
Not really, sir.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to give you a break. I won't find you responsible on a 19 over, but I'm going to find you responsible on a 1 to 5 over where it's not limited access. So now not only do you have your fine, but you have 2 points. All right. Mm-hmm. So here's your options. You are able to say, because you had a contested hearing, I don't agree with what just happened in there. I don't think I should have been found responsible. I wish to go to formal hearing. Now, formal hearing is in front of the district court judges, and it involves the prosecutor's office. But in order to trigger that hearing, you must do 2 things. First is you must ask for that hearing within 7 days of today's date. That initial ability for you to contest my finding closes after 1 week. You also must come in and ask for that in person, because you would have to post a bond in the same amount as the fine in order to trigger you getting that hearing. You also have that if you went to formal hearing and this deputy asked to amend your ticket all the way up to 17 miles over, he would be allowed to do that. So you need to think long and hard about what you want to do here. But right now, if you accept my finding, you would owe $110 to the court as your fines and costs. Do you understand your rights on appeal?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we're all set for what we need to do here today. I'm going to go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now you know why that's my favorite case of the day. And I love how the judge spelled it out for her at the beginning. This is what every person that comes into my traffic court dreams of. They want to leave with the ticket that you received. and you're fighting this ticket. And then it was like, I don't know, within 10 seconds of her talking, oh yeah, no, I was definitely going, probably 5 over. Like, oh no. No, everyone's been in a situation that drives regularly where don't trust a driver on the road and you try to get around them. You might speed up a little bit. And you know what? If you do, you still risk the potential of getting pulled over. And you can tell the officer, like, hey, there was some guy who was going lane to lane. I didn't know what he was doing. And she said, like, he didn't take my explanation, but he gave her a very sweetheart ticket deal. And so, like, yeah, just go pay your $100 fine and take the 0 points. Now we're gonna go fight this in court, and I just got points on my ticket. Just got points on my license for no reason. But 120 seems a little low. Like, I guess it's 1 to 5, so the ticket's a little low. But impeding traffic, I think, was the original thing. Whatever it was. I feel like the fine was still probably the same. But yeah, the 2 points on your license is gonna haunt. All right, okay. Now, I did say I was gonna do this during breaks. Mimi praise. Thank you so much for being a member for 1 month. All right, there it came up. I don't know why my StreamYard is running really slow. When I click a comment to bring it up, it takes about 2 seconds. I don't know why. Usually doesn't work that way. Usually YouTube's slow and StreamYard's fast. Anyways, thank you so much, Mimi. I very much appreciate it. And Sparkle Poots. Okay, fine. Happy birthday, youngin. Thank you so much, Sparkle Poots. I appreciate it. All right, next case. We jumped to Judge Stevens at some point, but I know I have a different. I don't know if Judge Stevens ends it or if he's the next one. Let's see.
Janetta Pew.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to me. Stop sit. You're gonna see halfway through this video, I turn the volume up because it's really hard to hear her. But Judge West, she repeats a lot of the things that she says, so it makes it work. But yeah, soft sit alert. Let's go.
Okay. And so, Ms. Pugh, I'm going to take judicial notice that we've obviously dealt with you at different times and that I understand and have seen your records and that your name is Janetta Pew. So, Ms. Pugh, we reset your case a couple of weeks ago for you to make some decisions on how you wanted to proceed, whether or not you were going to represent yourself, hire an attorney, or have Mr. Lewis represent you. So what have you decided to do?
I have a legal counsel.
So I have received some documents.
All right, again, I'm sorry. I know Judge West is really loud. I don't want to turn the volume down because it's really tough to hear her. Or not Judge West, but the defendant, the soft sit. It's really hard to hear her. So I'm not going to turn it down. I'm really sorry, but the only way I can do it for you can kind of hear her is with the volume where it's at. All right, this is a short clip, so I'll let it play out.
Documentation from an individual by the name of Chris Wiley. Mr. Wiley is not a licensed lawyer in the state of Texas. I will not allow him to represent you. In fact, if he continues to file things on your behalf, acting as an attorney, he could be facing charges himself because it is illegal in the state of Texas to act as an attorney if you're not an attorney. So you do not have counsel as of right now. If you want to hire your own counsel and you expect them to practice here in this court, they have to be licensed in the state of Texas to do so. I understand somewhat what you think you're trying to do, Ms. Pugh, but all you're doing, in fact, is hurting yourself. You're the one that's prolonging your case now. You're the one that's sitting in jail. We're trying to move forward. Mr. Lewis is a good lawyer. He's here to represent you, but you're the one now who is kind of making this all a little more difficult. So knowing that and knowing that you don't have representation, what do you want to do?
I have legal counsel.
Okay, so you don't have legal counsel. So here's how we're going to go forward. Ms. Pugh?
Respectfully, I do not want Mr. Lewis representing me.
Well, you don't get a choice unless you represent yourself or unless you hire someone. So Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you. And so here's what we're going to do since you're refusing to kind of go along with anything. What you're charged with, Ms. Pugh, give me just a second. We're going to go through this. We'll just do it this way. All right, in cause number 22-39902, you're charged by indictment with the offense of injury to a child. That is from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means, Ms. Pew, is that if you go to trial and a jury finds you guilty, the range of punishment is between 2 years and up to 10 years in prison. Has there been an offer that's been made or relayed to Ms. Pew?
The last offer I had was before the previous attorney was on the case. At that point, it was a dismissal in this cause, refiled in misdemeanor court to, I believe it was a year deferred.
Yes, Your Honor, that way it was going to be a year deferred probation to a class A misdemeanor.
So there was an offer, and I would assume that that's offer still open today?
Leave it open
Today. So if you wanted to work out your case, what the state has offered to do is to actually dismiss your felony, and you would go and enter a plea on a lesser offense down in misdemeanor court. You have every right not to take that deal and to stay here in felony court and let a jury determine what's going to happen. And that's where we're headed. So that's the next reset on your case is going to be to a jury trial, and you'll wait until a jury is available, and then you'll be on the next available docket for a jury trial. At that point, we'll go forward and let a jury decide. So you can either decide today that you want to take that deal, but after today, that deal will not be on the table and you're going to be set for trial. So you want to do that or have any answer for that? Okay, so what we'll do is get your case set for trial. Ms. Pew, because your case is moving to the trial docket, if you will agree to it, then I will release Mr. Lewis and I'll appoint a new attorney who, because Mr. Lewis handles a lot of cases for me, I can appoint a new attorney who can begin preparation for trial probably a little quicker. Is that okay with you? Well, I'm going to appoint you counsel because I think that's in your best interest. Well, it's really not. It's a conflict. I mean, it's worse for you if you don't have a lawyer. So I'm going to appoint you a lawyer unless you state that you want to represent yourself. Do you want to represent yourself in a jury trial without a lawyer? Well, you don't actually. So I'm going to release you, Mr. Lewis, and I'm going to appoint another attorney. He will begin or she will begin preparation for trial, and we'll get your case set on the trial docket. You can go back with the bailiff.
Yeah, that just happened. So you know what? She reminds me of the guy that Judge Middleton had in his court who had a fake passport. And our good friend Debbie Davis charged him with, counterfeit identification, which is a felony. I don't remember what the exact charge was or what the exact verbiage was, but charged him with a felony because of it. And he was fighting it. And he fought it all the way up to his trial. And then he took a plea deal. But the plea deal was, we will give you this misdemeanor for, driving suspended like ×3. And, you'll just pay a fine and you'll have this on your record. And he's like, no, I'm fighting this. I'm going to fight this. They offered her a misdemeanor from a felony. Unless, okay, there are certain times where you would fight that. There are. And if you're 100% innocent, there is no evidence, absolutely you fight it. Generally, those cases don't go to trial. If it does and you didn't do it, yeah, take it to trial. And I would fight that too. But if you're somewhat guilty, somewhat innocent, maybe halfway in between, maybe they charged you a little higher, and then they're going to offer you the misdemeanor, you take the deal. Not an attorney. # not an attorney. This is not legal advice. This is my opinion. But yeah. Any way you can not be charged with a felony, I would go that route. I really would. That's just me personally. Again, not a lawyer. All right. I think we're going to Judge Stevens' court now. I think we're headed there now. Am I caught up on Super Chats? I am. Okay. Let's go. I think we have 2 Judge Stevens in a row. Yep. 2 Judge Stevens in a row, and then we finish with a funny clip.
You find it.
Have you seen his probable cause affidavit?
No, Your Honor, I haven't seen it. That's what I'm trying to wait to see.
We'll get a copy.
Yeah, we got the
Right
fall,
now.
we got the fall coming down. I'll take a look at it, but I need some time to go over all that.
Maybe we could just reset.
You are looking, in this case, you're Jessica Renee Anderson?
Yes.
This is a second-degree felony. You are looking at 20 years in prison. Do you understand
Yes.
how serious this is?
Yes.
I don't know what happened here. I'm reading this probable cause affidavit, but this is just bizarre. That's not acting like a lady. How many people did you punch out?
It was only one day.
Just the police officer? Oh, you picked.
I mean, oh, I'm just gonna say, how many people did you punch out? You don't say anything. You let your attorney talk for you. You do not answer that question from the judge unless it's a sentencing. If it's a sentencing, yeah, you absolutely answer the judge's question. How many people did you punch out? Oh, just the one. And it happened to be a police officer. Oh, calm down, defendant. Let your defense attorney talk for you, please.
The wrong one there, didn't you? Also. Let's see. The policeman saw you charging toward a male sitting down, stating, and you were stating you were going to beat the, well, I'm not going to use that word, but it's a curse word out of him. That's not ladylike. Especially at midnight. What's going on at midnight? Why aren't y'all home?
I wasn't home.
Oh, you're at home here?
She, in your honor, I talked to her earlier. Her and her sisters were out. Their mother had been murdered several years before, so they were kind of celebrating her birthday.
They were doing what?
They were celebrating her birthday. Her mother.
Oh, honoring her.
Honoring her birthday. Yes, honoring her birthday. She came home. She
celebrates a death.
She well, no, they're not celebrating that. They're just honoring her birthday and celebrating her mother. She came home, was intoxicated, walked to the store, and that's when all this happened. And she shouldn't even left the house. She knows that, and she was in a very intoxicated kind of state, and it snowballed and ended up.
What's terrible?
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, in a function to honor your deceased mother, so you quite naturally get intoxicated and get arrested. That's no way to honor. That's no way to honor. I'm sure your mom was a wonderful lady who would be disappointed.
Yeah, I get that, MB. I'm hit or miss on him. Sometimes I think he nails it. Sometimes I think he goes a little too far. So I'm right in the middle on him, but I understand. And also, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the early birthday $10 super chat. I was gonna wait, but because I paused because I saw your message. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. How much time do you want?
Like 30 days, right?
You got it.
4 weeks.
You got it.
We can reset.
Does she have some kind of a alcohol monitor or anything like that?
I don't think that, Your Honor. I think this is kind of
all right. We're gonna get a resetting. She just needs to have a seat before she leaves. Thank you.
Lady right there, could you reset?
David Colbert on.
All right, you already know. If I'm gonna play a clip from Judge Stevens' court, someone's going to jail. Someone's going to jail, right? So you're gonna have a seat before you leave means you're gonna be drug tested before you leave. What do you guys think happened? Kayla Monk, join us for fun after stream and Discord. Thank you so much, Kayla. And also, Kayla pounds my channel into court chats, and I love it. Thank you so much, Kayla, for promoting the channel. I very much appreciate it. You're awesome. When I see you chatting, I try to, talk to you and say hi, but because I jump around so quickly, sometimes when I jump in, it's, 10, 15 minutes after you said something. But yeah, I try to acknowledge you, but I do appreciate you spreading the love. All right. Yeah. Back to this defendant. Yeah, she going to jail.
Jessica Anderson. Jessica Anderson. John West. She failed her drug test. Got marijuana, What's her bond fees? You come to court with drugs in you,
$20,000.
your bond is revoked, it is doubled to $40,000. You will be taken into custody, plus you have to have a drug patch as a condition of your bond. And that will be required. What do you want to do next, John, on this?
Certainly, no, that's what I'm here for a second.
All right, it will be reset on an announcement docket. Thank you. Here.
Judge?
Oh, yeah, you're on one.
That's all. You're taken into custody. Thank you. Brittany Holmes?
All right. One more case with Judge Stevens before we finish up the night with a funny one. Thank you so much, Kayla. This one's for Fred. He will see this. He rewatches all the videos. You know, that's what he does. He's a good mod. So he will rewatch this and he will most likely leave a comment. So keep a lookout for that. But thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, this next one kind of blows my mind. And you're going to find out why. I'm not going to spoil it. If you've seen it, don't spoil it. But one of the other YouTubers that heavily covers Judge Stevens, I looked before this video started, and he didn't play this. So, all right, let's go.
I need some more files. Thank you, Matt. '23 CR 1743. Candice Cormier. That's you?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Macon, is your attorney?
And Your Honor, I don't know
Look at
if
this.
Peter
Look at
shows
this.
it.
I've never.
I noticed that too. I noticed that too. But I've also seen this. This is my third time watching this now. But yeah, when she walked up there, yeah, just wait till you hear what she did.
Written on something like that before. Let me tell you what I wrote. Here's the question. I don't understand. Can you pull her up? Why is she here? Why isn't she in custody? I said no bond. I ordered no bond on this. You operated a motor vehicle which did not have an interlock device as required. Due to prior convictions, no bond conditions can ensure community safety under your circumstances. You were discovered disoriented behind a steering wheel. It wrecked in a ditch. Your blood alcohol was 3 times the legal limit. No bond due to prior DWI, and she's on bond?
Yeah, I do show where we put a note that says hold without bond, but then it looks like she.
Posted on.
Yeah, it slipped. I never write on it, but that's when I do. I write on that so that there would be no doubt about it, and certainly it didn't get communicated. No, she has no bond. She's in custody until this gets this. You're not going to operate a 4,000-pound missile around town irresponsibly. And it's what it is you didn't have your interlock device and you can't be trusted without a device.
Judge, it looks like the day she was arrested, she was arraigned by a magistrate who set a bond.
No, I overruled that. But that was set. This was ordered by this court, and the magistrate was either didn't get informed or incorrectly set the bonds. Go ahead, Jane.
Your Honor, she's employed and has children in the house.
All right, just real quick. So did you guys catch what happened? She's on bond already for a DUI. She was ordered to have an interlock device. She didn't pick up the interlock device, or she did and she was driving a different car that didn't have it. Crashed her car, was found out passed out behind the wheel with 3 times the legal limit. So that's at least a 0.24, right? So Judge Stevens got the case across his desk and he said, or no bond, no bond. And the magistrate that arraigned her gave her a bond and she bonded out. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. Always a good time. Always a good time in Judge Stevens' court. Like, this is a wow, though. Legal Fiction, thank you so much. Fozzie may be gone, but he's not forgotten. He is not forgotten. He's not forgotten. And he promised me he'll be here tomorrow night for the birthday stream. All right, let's go.
I would ask for a couple of days for her to make arrangements.
And something happens before that with a vehicle, and I'll be on the front page of every newspaper in the country. Who's to blame? It would be me.
She has the inner.
Yeah, but she was supposed to have it before and she didn't do it. And it's, I'm sorry, it's just the way this is. You shouldn't be irresponsible.
I laughed way too hard at that. I really did, Vince. I laughed way too hard at that. Luckily, I was on mute, so you couldn't hear me, like, cackling over here. Not funny, but, hilarious at the same time. I feel like we have a bit of a pause here while he's trying to figure out why, how, and who. I also don't know if you heard the very beginning of the case. When he saw what happened, he said, "Get her on the phone now." And I'm guessing he's talking about the magistrate.
Okay. What was the earlier order here? In a probable cause, that's why I highlighted it here. She is only able to operate a motor vehicle equipped with an ignition interlock device. Why is that? Help me out.
Sorry, what?
No, I'm talking to you and you. Y'all, this is y'all's case. I'm looking to probable cause affidavit. It says, I learned Cormier has had a previous conviction for driving while intoxicated. She is only able to operate a motor vehicle equipped with an ignition interlock device.
And she got one.
She wasn't at this day, the event. She was ordered before to have one. And then she commits this DWI.
You weren't on.
Probable cause says what it says, and I'm just following what is stated under oath.
I've posed this question before, where a magistrate gives a bond and then a judge reads it and say, "No, absolutely not." Like, how does that work? I know I've posed it before. So this is a very interesting one. And Judge Stevens already said, "I'm going to overrule that." But if she was given some kind of cash bond, hold on. If she was given some kind of cash bond and she paid it, so let's just say it was 25,000, 10%. So she paid 2,500 to be out of jail. Now he does have the power to say no, like this. You can clearly see I said don't do that. That's such a weird thing to do, though. When you're given a bond, you pay money, and then you're saying no, you weren't supposed to have one. What happens? So I think it puts Judge Stevens in a really, really difficult position. And I think that's the frustration he's seen. Also because, she's driving a 4,000-pound missile. That as well.
On Candice Cormier. Let me see what we got.
Yeah, I saw the case where he did that today, and I'm gonna play that.
What do you?
It's
Your
a
Honor,
long
shows
case.
she
So,
received
all right, sorry,
5
I'm gonna stop talking.
years, TC probated for 3 years. That was in August of 2017. So it looks like, and I believe she successfully completed the probation on that. Is that correct? So I'm not sure where the.
Do you see that probable cause?
Yes, sir.
Affidavit? Yeah, Candice Cormier.
You mean this probable cause, Judge?
No, I've got the probable cause. I want to know what her arrests are or what her convictions are.
What about any other name?
No.
Well, she's not pulling up in the old system. I know this is.
You haven't lived here your whole life, have you?
In Texas or? I've been in Texas.
You were in Harris County? You lived in Harris County?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
I think maybe what they were getting at from the report, Your Honor, was that she had prior convictions. So if she was going to operate a vehicle, I guess after this, she was going to have an interlock.
And I learned.
If she doesn't have anything else here.
I learned Cormier has a previous conviction for driving while intoxicated, and she is only able to operate a motor vehicle equipped with an ignition interlock device. You have one. All right. Keep it the way it is. And you're going to set the next event as?
It'll be an announcement.
This was an
In a
announcement.
short time, Your Honor.
4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Okay, all right, done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Muharid?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys just noticed what he did. He did not revoke the bond. He did not go against the magistrate, which I understand what was in his head. I really do. And that magistrate, I can almost guarantee. Almost. Don't guarantee anything, but I can almost guarantee that magistrate had a voicemail or an email box, email inbox. Judge Stevens definitely gave that magistrate what he felt about her decision, about ignoring his notes. But he didn't revoke it. She did not go to jail. But he's not happy. You saw that. All right, we're gonna finish with the last clip. This last clip is only about 2 minutes long. This is a sovereign citizen that kind of turned a page, not really, kind of. He had a bench trial in front of, I can't remember this judge's name off the top of my head, but he had a bench trial in front of her about 2 months ago. And he was respectful, but he did the soft sit stuff. I know Tommy played the video. I did not share the video because it was long. It was like an hour long, so I didn't share it. I know Tommy did, but this guy, this was the last part of his sentencing today, and it was just nice. It was nice, and it's kind of funny. All right, but we're gonna finish this off. Let me make sure I got all the super chats because we're gonna let this play out. Again, this is only about a 2-minute video. Yep, we're good. We're good. Let me check to make sure. Yep, PayPal's are all cut up too. All right. I'm gonna hang out in the Discord for a little bit tonight. I'm not gonna be there long. I'm gonna hang out with Heather because I turned 40 at midnight, and I'm gonna hang out with her tonight. But I will jump in Discord for a little bit, just not a long time. So I'll probably be there for 10 to 20 minutes max. So jump in Discord, hang out with us, say hi, do your thing. But this one's cute, it's funny, and it's a good way to end the video, especially after that last case. I hope you guys all have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Until next time, bye.
All right. Now calling the It's okay. Now calling the matter of the people first is Quentin Martez Wilson. This is ticket SP 1363676. Count 1, drove while license suspended. Sir, may I have your appearance for the record, please?
Quentin Wilson, improper persona. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. This is the date and time set for a, let me see what it was set for originally.
I did not miss a super chat. No, I didn't. Don't tell me that. See, I've already called you up for that one. You just did that. Can we? I see what you did. I see what you did there. Well played. Well played, my friend. Well played. Also, thank you.
It was just a review. I waived the fine on this license. I just want to see that you had a valid license. And guess what?
Nope. What's the
You
guess,
have a
Your Honor?
valid license. You have a valid license. Okay.
I do.
Kayla coming in with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Kayla, for being part of the, we want Colin to pause as much as possible club. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you.
You do. I have it. All right.
Yes,
So what's
ma'am.
your motion this time, Mr. Impro Pro?
To dismiss.
Mr. Impro Pro. That's my favorite part of the clip. Mr. Impro Pro. She had fun with it. Thank you, Heather. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
To dismiss without prejudice, Your Honor. And
All right, at this time, the court's going
Hang
to
on.
grant that request. Absolutely. At this time, the court's going to grant that request. I'm going to dismiss this matter without prejudice for having valid documentation. Thank you for taking care of that, Mr. Wilson.
no, I truly appreciate you for being supreme on your wisdom. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, sir, you're all set.
You guys just don't want to hear the supreme wisdom of the judge right now. Thank you so much, Angie, for your super chat. And Legal Fiction coming in hot. Birthday super chat. Thank you so much. Birthday's not till tomorrow. Not till tomorrow, but I still appreciate it. I still appreciate it. Yeah, I turned 40 in less than 3 hours. I'm officially old. I'm officially old now. But thank you so much, Legal Fiction.
Thank you for your patience this morning.
Enjoy the rest of your year.
I will. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you all the time. Have a good.
All right, we're blowing up the counter now. I don't know what you guys were guessing, but I think I saw 2 and 3, and I think we're on like 37 now. Thank you so much, Peeps. Peeps made a new soap today. She made a new soap today. Go check her channel out. Peeps is awesome. And this one, I have a blessed and happy birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peeps. I appreciate you. And yeah, drop your link. Let's go buy some soap. It's good stuff.
Good day too.
You too.